it difficult for short people to play basketball?
Nah.
It's gotta be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard because we just
But I'm so fast.
See, more tall skateboarders, more short basketball players.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Golden Goose Game Breakers podcast. That is a tongue twister. I'm your host, Leo Galami, and today we're going to be joined by three very special guests who've excelled in various ways in their field, a field that I know nothing about. It's sport. In the lead up to the games, we've decided to shoot in a non-conventional podcast setup, which is the store in Paris. And these three gentlemen have managed to turn their passion into a profession. So I can't wait to hear what they have to say. To my right, we have Elvis, who is a semi-professional basketball player for Bilbao and also a TikTok superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's better.
Yeah. Then we've got Cory, professional skateboarder and bronze Olympic medalist at the Tokyo Olympics from San Diego.
Yes.
There we go. And then we've got our resident sneaker expert, Marco.
Hi.
So you two are people who in your field could be described as game breakers. Could you talk me through that a bit? Maybe we'll start with you, Cory.
I'd say a game-breaking moment for me was after the Olympics, when I decided that didn't want to pursue the games again, and I just wanted to take a more traditional, authentic skate route and work on myself and my skateboarding and my profession.
Okay.
So just traveling and filming and, you know.
You used some interesting words there, because I actually watched an interview of you on American television just after you won the award. And you basically were like, yeah, hopefully I'll be going to the games in 2024, da da da. And then the news anchor said something about authenticity and skating and the Olympics, which confused me. But maybe could you tell me what changed from that moment to when you decided, no, it's not for me?
Well, skateboarding in the Olympics in 2020 was such a huge deal because they had been trying to get skateboarding introduced into the Tokyo Games for 10 years or so, maybe even more. Yeah, it was kind of like a pinnacle thing for me. A lot of people around me wanted to go. I wanted to go. I was heavily into competition at the time. I was kind of like going on that path that was towards the Olympics, so I pursued it, and I think it was a thing for the first one that I just wanted to prove to myself that I could make it and go. And then after that, I did it. I had the feeling, the excitement, and then I realized that competition wasn't what I fell in love with.
Yeah.
It was the lifestyle of skateboarding, being able to express yourself, and I just felt that it was harder to do that on a stage where you're being judged than in your own element.
For sure. Also, how many Olympic medals does one person need? You've done it, you're an Olympian. Anything else is showing off.
I mean, another one would be nice.
How would you describe yourself as game breaker in your field of basketball?
When I was around 16 years old, I was starting to play basketball, and before I didn't like it, but as soon as I was starting to train and practice it more, I get in love with the sport. And I just wanted to make my parents proud of me, like show them that, yo, I can play, you know, you have a son that can play basketball and can be somebody big in the future in this sport. And I come from a very humble family. It was basketball, it was a way, it was I don't know how to say it in English, salida. It's just like it's a way out, so I can take out my family from that situation, you know. And since I was younger, I am a very family guy. I love my parents a lot, and I just wanted to one day in my life take my parents to Cancun, because I always hear them.
Have you been to Cancun yet?
No.
It's coming.
It's coming. She don't say anything to my parents.
Did you have any people kind of local to you that you could look up to in terms of the path that you had to follow in basketball?
Yeah, my closest friends, they are Nelson, Miracle, Chris, and Bright.
You're so good, you shouted out every single one of your
shout
friends.
out to them. Hi. They're my friends, and they're like in the same way with me. Like they are pushing. They are trying to achieve their dreams.
Are they basketball players as well?
Yeah, they basketball. They are two of them. They are basketball, and others they do another things.
Yeah, it must be a tall friend group. So
Yeah,
you just randomly became
We're
friends?
big. They
Yeah.
are 6'4" is the most.
Okay, it's the smallest
It's
one.
the smallest. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and no, it's I see them always working and pursuing their dreams and their objectives, and that's what makes me want to pursue it too.
You're gonna build and grow together.
Yeah, it's
for
like if
sure.
you see somebody, if like in class, if you see everybody working, like you want to work too. So I see my friends working, I want to work too and pursue my objectives.
That's great
Yeah,
motivation.
Very nice.
That is nice.
How would you say you're a game breaker in your field, or what was your game breaking moment?
Yeah, there are so many. One, living in London for 6-7 years with a community of vintage community in Camden, and I met so many great people, and they teach me, and I became one of the big guy in the sneaker game in the 90s and the early 2000s. And as well, when I came back to Milan, I got the chance to see this old man that he did the games in 1960 in Rome, and he opened his archive to me. I was the only one to see these crazy things like original catalogs from any brands from 1950s.
Wow.
So
How'd you persuade him to show you?
it took me 1 year. He say the first time when I jump in his shop, because when he retired, he opened a sports shop, very famous in Milan. And this guy, when I jump in there was crazy shoes on his display, so I knew there was something great behind the shop. And after the guy say, I don't have time for, he was already old man, he said, I don't have time for you today, come next month. So he came next month, and he said, I don't have time, so after 6-7 months, I said, okay.
You're coming once a month, every
Yeah.
month, and being like,
Yeah.
"That's great."
Yeah, you have to, in that
Persistent.
time,
Yeah.
like in the sneaker world that time. So I got the chance after 6-7 months to be in his warehouse, and when I opened the door, it was unbelievable.
You're in heaven. What's been the importance to you focusing back on street skating?
I want to inspire people to skate, and I don't want to do that through contest runs and showing medals. I would rather put a part out that shows who I am as a skater and me with my friends having fun, something you can go back and watch. It's going to be there instead of a 45-second run.
No, of course. I think skate's so clearly about community, and I guess the competition takes the element of community out of it because it's like, who's going to be the winner?
Yeah,
When there isn't one winner with
And
skating.
skateboarding
it's
is
kind
an
of a
art
group.
form,
Yeah.
so subjective, and then you take 100 skateboarders and put them in the same park and you ask them to do the same, like the best run.
Yeah.
It's
How do you tell?
Yeah, how do you tell? What got me into skateboarding? Watching parts, seeing people stoked,
Yeah.
having a good time, traveling, having once-in-a-lifetime experiences across the world with your friends.
Yeah.
Looking at landscapes completely different than anyone walking down the street.
Yeah.
You see a staircase, I want to jump down it.
Yeah, exactly.
people wanna walk down it.
I see a trip hazard. You're like, no, that's going to be great.
I can go skating because I can fall and break my arm, and I can see my arm like this. You know, I don't.
That stuff didn't bother me when I was young, but now I see all that stuff on Instagram and I can't watch it.
Can't watch a bone coming out.
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I took to skating. It wasn't skating, it was roller skating. Literally, I did the sport for 10 minutes, snapped my ankle in two. So I just literally I went one circle round, boom, just snapped. And I was like, okay, well, there must be a difference.
For tall people to make skate, no, because
They say it. Dude, I'm not tall.
Alright.
Is it difficult for short people to play basketball?
No.
No?
Alright.
It's got to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard because like if you want to just do a layup, a big dude like 7 feet, we just like
yeah.
but
But I'm so fast.
yeah,
I
if
don't
you're
know.
fast and you know how to shoot, hey, if you have them skills, anyone can do it.
See, more tall skateboarders, more short basketball players.
Yeah, the
and you
sport
can be
has
any
changed,
height to
no?
be a sneaker expert,
Yeah.
I assume.
Technology, make anything possible. The bounce in the Golden Goose soles
Yeah.
got me dunking.
You are such a good brand ambassador. The landscape for sports people has changed a little bit in that there's a lot of social exposure now. Who wants to go first? How do you deal with that? You kind of love it seems, because you're on Twitch, you're on TikTok.
No, I love content creation because it's a way to entertain people, and I like to entertain people. Like it's I don't know. I just love to make videos, see that people have the same sense of humor like me, and building a community. I started making Twitch like last summer. I had to stop because I was starting to study and play basketball, so it was impossible. And this summer I've started again.
Any negative parts of all the social exposure?
The negative part of that is only the people that just randomly hate. I don't really care.
That's motivation.
Yeah. But people just put some racist
remarks. The internet, man.
It's internet. Nobody can see you. You can put everything you want there. You're free to say anything.
Yeah,
and
but
people
they would
will
not say it
just
to your
speed
face.
anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't really care because at the end of the day, it's not understandable. But if you're just by yourself and you.
Well, at the end of the day, you're a famous basketball player in there, in their room, in
so,
their pants.
Just in the room like.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, what were you about to say, Marco, a second ago?
Just like, the sneaker world has been changed, so I'm one of the oldest generation. Now we got the new generation, but I'm never gonna be on Instagram explain how is the sneaker world. Just like if I met the new generation, I will explain during a dinner or drinking something. Yeah. But on internet it's so difficult because every shoes is got its own history. It takes time. So on Instagram it can be just 1 minute, but when we're talking about shoes, there is always a sportsman behind. So like what I say about the shoes, every shoes has linked with someone. So it's like for him, when he's wearing his own shoes, he's linked with his life. Like sneaker is a part of your life. It's just known.
Cory, what about you? What's your journey been with social exposure in the world of skateboard?
It's been cool. It's definitely cool to have a platform where I can express myself and show people my skating and what I'm up to. So that's definitely been a good thing for my skating, my
skate
career.
Videos are such a huge thing, I feel like, on socials.
Social media is pretty new. I mean, before, like, skateboarding was all just filming parts, and then you go on YouTube or buy a DVD, VHS tape.
Yeah. Any negative parts to that?
I would just say I'm more of like a in the moment type of person. So like I'm not always thinking like, oh, I should take a photo of this or I should film this. Yeah. So like I wouldn't say I'm the best at social media. There's a lot of skateboarders that don't use Instagram or TikTok, Facebook, they're completely against it. And there's a side of skateboarding too that also really respects that, and they appreciate that they're not just putting something on the internet for someone to watch for 10 seconds. Because at least for skateboarding, a lot of skateboarders risk their lives to do something, and it means a lot to them, and they want to save it for a part. So putting something on Instagram for someone to see and then forget about in 1 second, or it gets drained in the feed and you never see again. Feels
like it kind of trivializes that.
It's kind of like a waste of
almost killing yourself.
The effort. So I can see where a lot of skateboarders come from by not having social media, and I do think it's not always necessary.
Pressure is something that impacts everybody, but I imagine being kind of big in your field, being a high pressure, like sports is a high pressured environment. Yeah. How do you deal with the pressure? Also, you started playing pretty young, and how did it affect the people around you? Was it weird to go to school? I'm
a type of guy that by example, if you study for exam every day, and the exam comes, you don't have to feel
you don't have to stress
because you know what you have done and you know what can come in the exam, so you are ready. So if I just train like a crazy man and train more than my teammates and train more than probably the other team, I will probably make it. I will be chilling.
Can you push yourself too far in that training though?
Yeah, there are some limits. Like I would like to train like no one, but sometimes you have to know your limits.
So if it's up to you, you'd be training all the time.
Yeah.
To the maximum. Okay, wow.
If it's from me.
This is where you're gonna end up at the Olympics. Cory, what about you? How does pressure impact you?
I feel like pressure is a really good thing, depending on the person. I feel like the pressures in my life I've used as motivation to push me to skate and just get through it. Yeah. Pressure's temporary. Sure. There's always gonna be light at the end, another day.
I guess being such a respected kind of authority on sneakers, do you feel like everything you say about them will be scrutinized? Do you feel pressure to kind of get it always right?
Yeah, the pressure was just like to find more shoes. And then before then, everybody else, like that was the pressure in the 90s. So to be like the number one to find and selling, buying, keeping, that was the pressure.
Well, that's an amazing kind of pressure. It's like, I feel like that's the balance of pressure. It kind of
I'll tell you some like
things.
funny things happened. That there was the design of Reebok Pump and the design of Nike Air Force Charles Barkley. And they told me, why people like you still wearing the shoes from the 80s?
Yeah.
And they said, because they are nice. And if why you don't like the new model of Air Force One? No, man. The pressure for me was just like, I'm in front of the guy that was designed crazy shoes. I was a sport guy as well.
I'm sure he respected the honesty.
Yeah.
100%.
You've got 3, 4, 5 pairs of sneakers? What a treat. 5 pairs of sneakers to show us.
One of the best, Converse Chuck Taylor from the 70s, made in USA. We got one of the first tennis shoes, Adidas, Stan Smith, made in early 71, 72.
OG one.
OG. One of the Nike from John McEnroe, 1980s. We got Mr. Adidas Jabbar, made in France. We are in France. Another John McEnroe shoes from 1984 called Nike Court Challenge. And the best
You
one.
lied to me, you said 5. This is 6.
Nike Jordan 1,
See.
A bonus shoe.
1985 Chicago.
Damn.
You can see.
I can touch. I can smell.
I wouldn't smell
Okay.
This is used.
Maybe it's good if you tell me what's special about all these shoes, because I feel like a lot of us have worn these shoes in different iterations. Maybe not for the reason that they were designed. I've definitely had a Chuck Taylor. I've definitely had a Stan Smith. I don't think I wear them for what they're made for, but tell me a bit about them.
Yeah, I'll start from I think one of the best design shoes in the entire world. That is Chuck Taylor. Original was designed in 1917. So this is a model from the late 60s, early 70s. Is in that stock condition. And you can see, used to be a performance shoes in that time. And all the NBA, ABA players, they used to wear. It was a very expensive shoes at that time. So like about $29, something like that.
Which was because of inflation.
That was not easy to find. I think something very funny is very popular shoes. It's called Adidas Stan Smith. But if you can see, there is 2 different names. One is Stan Smith on the back. And here he's got a name, is a French player in the 60s, Ale, and he's got the signature of Stan Smith. So at the beginning, the shoes was designed for a French tennis player, and it became a shoes for an American player.
And this is a picture of his face?
Yes, Stan Smith, but there is not the picture of the French player.
Wow.
So it's very rare piece. So it's one of the first signature shoes made in the early 70s.
Poor guy, he doesn't get heard about at all.
Yeah, he became a ghost.
Oh, that's sad
But
to
in
hear.
the tennis world, everybody knows.
Everybody knows him, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but that is one of the beginning of tennis design shoes.
Amazing.
And I got another one that I want to show to you because you are a basketball.
Yeah.
And you can tell me something what you think about that.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nah. When was this made?
In the 70s, and there are 2 different models. This is the second model.
Nah, that's sick. It has Kareem's face over here.
Oh my God.
Nah, it was a sensation putting faces on the
Because
shoes
Adidas
before.
were the first one to use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's actually sick.
What do you look for in a basketball shoe?
It's comfortable.
That's it,
That's
main
it.
thing.
Like it has to be like pretty too. It has to be a pretty shoe, but if it's comfortable, that's
all that matters.
That's all
That
that
is
matters.
that stock condition, so you can see still available.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is a part of like collecting and searching. At that time in the 90s, all the vintage sneaker dealer, they used to find in the sports shop that stock shoes like this one. So it means that they have been in a warehouse at least already 20 years. And now the shoes is go almost 50.
Are some dead stock shoes not more important than others, but I know some dead stock shoes, when you get them out, even though they've been in the warehouse, they just crumble, the sole just crumbles.
Yeah, you can see the tongue.
Because that's not
So
been used.
this kind
the
of
tongue
tongue now is
gone.
an inspiration for the designer to recopy and remake the same tongues. So as well like Nike does now remake in this condition.
Okay, so they pre-distress the tongue so it looks
so
like
it used to be
old
like
piece.
TPU, and now you can see it's
Crunchy. Oh no.
Biscuit.
yeah, and the sock liner as well. Now these kind of shoes you cannot wear anymore. Like I used to wear these kind of shoes until 10 years ago. Now they are too old.
So we've gone past the point, now that kind of shoe can't be worn
every
anymore,
shoes is
just
go
like-
after
it's got its
15,
sell by
10
date.
years, depends of the fabrics and the materials. But you can see that this one, you can still wear it.
Yeah, that one looks flexible.
No, it's flexible.
This is from 1983.
Okay, so a more recent shoe, and that's why we can
Because
still
in
wear
that time, no code bar.
It's a performance shoe.
Yeah, used to wear him by John McEnroe. That's his racket. And he's
Is
a guy.
this his original racket?
Yeah, it's not what he used to play, but it's
It's
one.
like professional one.
Yeah.
Signature.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
Do we have any other shoes that you need to tell us about?
yeah, we have as well another
Who's
one
that guy?
that's it was his evolution in terms of performance. He started with these shoes in 1981, and Nike designed these shoes in 1984. So it was the first made cut. And in 1983, 85, 86, so many skateboard people and BMX guy, they used to.
How does that transition happen? Because that's a tennis shoe, right?
Yeah, because every year any brands they were developing new products. Skateboard people.
Yeah, well, skateboarding and sneakers have kind of like a crazy relationship because skateboarders go through shoes so quickly.
Yeah.
Because just dragging your heel on the ground, flicking it on grip tape,
Yeah.
you just wear through them. And being a kid skating, at least for me growing up, I would just try and get my hands on the cheapest shoes
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say it's
I would go
expensive.
through them so fast. So,
Yeah.
you know, if I came across Chuck Taylors or 6.0s at SBs, whatever it was,
Yeah.
you know, we try to make them work
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
if they last, and then you find a shoe that you like and works good, and then you kind of stick with it. But I think in like the 80s, skaters didn't really have shoes that were made for the sport, so they were looking to all these companies, basketball players, and stylish
other
shoes
performance
that
shoes.
could work.
Yeah.
And I think
Basketball
it just,
and tennis.
yeah,
Okay.
was
So
like
that
That
is
makes
the
sense.
case.
And then when the mid-rise comes, obviously that protects your ankles or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And it's-
Yes, this one. And after in 85, these shoes became $1999, something like that. And it was one of the favorite skateboard shoes in the 80s.
It's amazing. Double
And
use.
until 1999, it was never remake. It was just for massive production. It was just a remake in 1994 because Michael Jordan retired for the first time.
Okay.
That's why it's different. That is how it was. Every year change. For skateboard people,
well, for me, watching videos when I was young, you'd see like all the pros, either these Stan Smiths or Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
Those are the shoes that skaters stuck to.
And then they become a reflection of the lifestyle.
Yeah, and
And
I
people
mean, you
try and
still
go
see
up
it in the
to-
culture today. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of skate shoes are, you know, not replicated, but take inspiration from the past.
Yeah, for sure.
Like looking at Golden Goose now, we have, it's like going in a time machine. We have old style, 70s, 80s, but we have brand new technology. So it's come a long ways.
And they don't get worn through as easily,
Yeah.
in theory.
More technology in the sole, better for skating. But this was the
but
where it started.
Golden Goose as well, using the same kind of fabrics and the style so that the link is just like Golden Goose is called like this kind of like remake in a proper way, the OG style.
Okay. A lot of the sneakers on the table were people's first sneakers. The Stan Smith was my first sneaker.
Yeah.
What was your first basketball sneaker?
my first basketball sneaker was one random Adidas basketball shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the day that we went to buy it. I went to a store with my mother, and there were a lot of basketball shoes. And by that time, my parents were not have a lot of money, so there was one basketball shoe in specific that was Adidas. I don't know the name, but it was black and blue, and I was in love with that shoe. I don't know the name of it. I hope one day I just found it in internet.
Which is your favorite sneakers, like in terms of like lifestyle, sports?
Nike always. And since when I was small,
Stuck.
when I was small, I always loved Jordan. I started playing basketball like at 14 years, but when I was still young, I always look at Jordan because I liked how he was jumping with these shoes. I was saying, these shoes.
What is your favorite, like Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I might say Jordan 4.
Me too.
Yeah, we match. No, I might say Jordan 4 because I like the design of the shoe, and I like to wear them. I like to see people wearing them, and that would be my favorite shoe. But no, these shoes are like.
But don't tell me that you didn't buy any Jordan 1 in the last 5 years.
No, I have. No, but this is like iconic shoe. Okay. You know, and since when I was small, I always like love Nike and Jordan and this.
Did you got friends wearing and playing Jordan 1?
Yeah. I got one friend that was playing with this shoe, like
remake one.
Yeah, remake one. Like it's not. It was blue, and I was like, bro, why are you wearing this? Like I will wear it for walking around, not for playing basketball. Yeah. But yeah, me too. If I buy another basketball like this Jordan 1, I will use it for playing. I might break my ankle, but well.
How did you convince your parents to buy you that first basketball shoe? Was it like, oh, you're good enough now, you can have the shoe, or did you have to like?
I had to like show them like I'm playing well now, because the first shoes that I used to play basketball was a running shoes. There was not
just any cheap running shoes.
Yeah, any cheap shoes. I think it was my shoes to go to school. Like I was having 2 pairs of shoes, and one it was for or special occasions, like I don't know, birthdays or whatever, and one it was the shoe that I was using for. Okay, so one formal shoe and then one shoe for everything.
One shoe for everything. School.
Yeah, and I remember I have like a hole under the shoe, and I was still using it. And
but that's proof though. People say it's all about the shoe, which does help, but it's also about the skill of the player. You can play basketball like well.
The shoes helps you a lot. The shoes obviously helps you a lot, but
if you're playing basketball with a big hole in the bottom of your shoe, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah. No, but
I think you were putting sellotape here.
I was putting 2 socks, so it cannot hurt my.
Okay, at that point they were like, you know what, fine.
Yeah, you know that they saw it and they say, nah, we have to buy him some shoes. Yeah, and I was like, please.
It was a good investment. Look at
no, it's a good
exactly.
Yeah. And since then, thanks to God, I have to go to Bilbao Basket, and from there, when I used to go with the first team, the players used to say, hey, take.
And now you can have more shoes.
Yeah, and I have a lot of baskets. Yeah, and it's
When I got into skating, though, I feel like there weren't so many people that were separating themselves with shoe styles. It was a lot of the same stuff. And for me growing up, I always wanted to separate myself. When I was introduced to Golden Goose.
That's why you go Golden Goose.
That's why I got Golden Goose, because there's nothing else like it. It's, time traveling, like I said before, back to the 70s, 80s, but with new technology, and I don't know, they just tell a story and it's something totally different. So they kind of spoke to me.
You got fabrics special as well for you when they made the shoes.
Yeah, special fabrics, compounds in the insole, changing the technology, so they're high performance skate shoes. And yeah, I've just kind of been motivated and inspired to take a different route than the traditional skateboard sneaker path.
Guys, and I think that is time. Thank you so much to you 3. This has been wonderful. I've said the word sneakers more than I've ever said it in my life. And I guess that's goodbye. Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.